Think turning off your car is enough to save your battery? Think again. Most drivers are killing their batteries without even knowing it. Leaving lights on, taking short trips, and ignoring corrosion. These simple habits can drain your battery fast and leave you stranded. Today, we're breaking down 10 easy ways to make your car battery last longer and save you from costly replacements. Let's dive in and power up your knowledge. 1. Drive regularly. Letting your car sit for long periods drains the battery and shortens its lifespan. Believe it or not, one of the worst things you can do for your car battery is nothing. That's right. Just letting your car sit untouched in your driveway or garage for weeks at a time is slowly killing your battery. Car batteries are designed to stay charged through regular use. Every time you drive, your alternator recharges the battery. But when your car just sits, the battery still powers systems like the clock, security system, or even keyless entry, gradually draining its energy. Over time, this leads to what's called a parasitic drain. If left long enough, it can fully discharge your battery, and repeated deep discharges like this drastically shorten its lifespan. Even worse, a dead battery left unrecharged for too long can become permanently damaged and won't hold a charge at all. So what's the fix? Simple. Drive your car at least once a week for 15 to 30 minutes. Not just a quick run to the corner store. Go for a real drive where the engine runs long enough for the alternator to do its job. No time to drive? Then consider investing in a battery maintainer, which keeps your battery charged while parked. Bottom line, your car battery needs regular movement to stay healthy. Treat it like your muscles. Use it or lose it. 2. Clean battery terminals. Corrosion buildup can block electrical flow and stress the battery. Your battery might look like it's in good shape, but pop the hood, and if you see a fuzzy white or greenish buildup around the terminals, that's a red flag. That crusty gunk is corrosion, and it's one of the most common reasons for poor battery performance, random electrical glitches, and even no start conditions. It forms when battery acid vapors react with metal terminal posts, especially in hot or humid conditions. Here's the problem. Corrosion acts like a barrier, blocking or weakening the flow of electricity from the battery to your car's electrical system. That can mean dim headlights, slow cranking, or a battery that seems to die for no reason. And when the battery is constantly working harder to push current through that resistance, it wears out faster. Cleaning the terminals is simple and something you can do in minutes. First, disconnect the battery, negative terminal first, then positive. Mix a tablespoon of baking soda with a cup of water and use an old toothbrush to scrub the terminals and cable ends. You'll see the corrosion fizz and dissolve. Rinse with clean water, dry everything completely, and reconnect the terminals. For extra protection, you can apply a small amount of petroleum jelly or terminal protectant spray to prevent future buildup. Keeping your battery terminals clean ensures a solid, consistent electrical connection, which means your battery doesn't have to strain to do its job. It's one of those small maintenance tasks that pays off big, saving you from frustrating starts, unnecessary replacements, and unexpected breakdowns. Don't wait until you're stranded. Check under the hood and tackle corrosion before it becomes a problem. 3. Turn off electronics. When the engine's off, headlights, interior lights, and infotainment systems left on can drain your battery quickly. Your car's battery isn't just there to start the engine. It powers everything electrical when the engine's not running. So when you leave your headlights on, blast music through the infotainment system, or forget an interior light, you're draining energy straight from the battery with no help from the alternator to recharge it. And that's a quick path to a dead car when you least expect it. You might think a dome light or phone charger doesn't use much power, but when your engine's off, every little draw adds up. Modern cars are loaded with electronics. Touchscreens, USB ports, climate controls that are always looking for power. And if the engine isn't supplying it, your battery's doing all the work. Let that happen often enough, and you'll shorten your battery's lifespan significantly. One of the easiest habits to build is checking your lights and accessories before exiting your vehicle. Some cars have automatic shutoff features, but don't rely on them. Manual headlights, cabin lights switched on, or aftermarket accessories can all bypass those systems. Make a quick scan part of your shutdown routine. If you're sitting in your car with the engine off for more than a few minutes, whether you're waiting for someone or just parked, it's better to turn the key to ACC or switch things off entirely. Less load equals less strain. It's a simple rule. If the engine's off, minimize what's turned on. Your battery will thank you with longer life, fewer jump starts, and less chance of being stranded when you're in a rush. 4. Avoid short trips. Frequent short drives don't give the alternator enough time to recharge the battery. Quick trips to the store, dropping someone off down the street, or a daily 5-minute commute might seem harmless, but they're secretly draining your car battery. Because every time you start your engine, it takes a big jolt of electricity from the battery. It's the alternator's job to recharge it while you drive. But here's the catch. If your drive is too short, the alternator doesn't get enough time to fully restore what was lost. Imagine taking money out of your bank account every day, but only depositing half back. Eventually, you go broke. That's exactly what happens to your battery when it's repeatedly used without a chance to recharge. Over time, it weakens, struggles to hold a charge, and can eventually fail, especially in colder weather, when batteries are already under more strain. If short trips are unavoidable, try combining errands into one longer drive. Even 20 to 30 minutes of steady driving can give your alternator the time it needs to top off your battery. Better yet, include some highway driving where the alternator is spinning at a higher speed and charging more efficiently. And if your car sits for long periods or only sees short hops around town, consider using a trickle charger or battery maintainer. These devices keep your battery at optimal charge without overloading it. Your car's battery isn't built for city sprints. It thrives on steady use. Stretch those legs, or wheels, now and then, and your battery will stay healthy far longer. 5. Secure the battery properly. A loose battery can vibrate excessively, causing internal damage. It might not look like much, but that battery hold-down bracket under your hood plays a crucial role. If your car battery isn't firmly secured, it can bounce, shift, and vibrate while you drive, especially on bumpy roads. Car batteries are designed to sit snugly in place. When they start shaking around, the internal components, like the lead plate, can crack or separate. This leads to reduced performance, leakage of battery acid, and in severe cases, complete failure. It's like shaking a soda can constantly. Eventually, things get messy. Excessive movement can also damage the battery terminals and cable. If they loosen or disconnect mid-drive, your car could stall or fail to restart entirely. Even worse, a battery that isn't strapped down securely could become a dangerous projectile during a collision. Checking your battery's security takes less than a minute. Pop the hood, grab the battery, and give it a wiggle. If it shifts more than a tiny bit, it's time to tighten the bracket or replace any worn-out clamps. A properly mounted battery should feel like it's part of the car. Think of it this way. You wouldn't drive with a loose seatbelt, so don't drive with a loose battery. A quick check today can save you from a sudden breakdown tomorrow and protect your battery from premature death. 6. Test the battery voltage regularly. Keeping tabs on voltage helps detect a weakening battery before it dies. Most people don't think about their car battery until the moment it fails. Batteries don't just quit out of nowhere. They give off subtle warning signs, and one of the easiest ways to catch them early is by regularly testing your battery's voltage. A healthy, fully charged car battery should read around 12.6 volts when the engine is off. If it's reading anything significantly lower, especially below 12.2 volts, you're looking at a battery that's on the decline. It might still start your car for now, but it's living on borrowed time. Testing your battery is simple. You can use a digital multimeter or a battery tester, both of which are affordable and easy to find. Just pop the hood, connect the probes to the positive and negative terminals, and check the reading. Some auto parts stores even offer free battery tests if you don't want to do it yourself. The beauty of regular voltage checks is that they let you plan ahead. Instead of being stranded with a dead battery in a parking lot or during a freezing morning, you'll know when it's time to recharge or replace it. Think of it like checking your phone's battery. You wouldn't let it drop to 1% and expect it to last the day. By keeping an eye on voltage, you're staying one step ahead. It's a small habit that can prevent a major headache down the road. 7. Check the charging system. A bad alternator or voltage regulator can overcharge or undercharge your battery. Even if your battery is brand new, it's only as good as the system keeping it charged. That system is made up of your alternator, voltage regulator, and related wiring. Most drivers don't realize this until they've replaced their battery once or twice, and it keeps dying anyway. The alternator's job is to recharge the battery while the engine is running, and the voltage regulator ensures it doesn't get too much or too little power. If either one fails, the results can be subtle at first. Dimming lights, weak starts, or odd electrical glitches. You can check the charging system with a multimeter, With the engine running, your voltage should read between 13.7 and 14.7 volts. If it's way outside that range, something's off. Mechanics can also run a load test to pinpoint the issue if you're not comfortable testing it yourself. Keeping tabs on your charging system is a smart preventative move. A bad alternator or voltage regulator isn't just bad for the battery. It can damage other electronic components in your car too. Think of it like your body's circulation system. If the heart's not working right, everything downstream suffers. A quick check now can save you a lot of frustration and cash later. 8. Insulate the battery in extreme temperatures. Battery performance drops in both hot and cold weather. Extreme temperatures, whether it's the sweltering heat of summer or the freezing cold of winter, can wreak havoc on your car battery. You might think it's just a cold snap or heat wave, but the truth is, both ends of the temperature spectrum stress your battery in different ways. And over time, these stressors can lead to a battery that's weaker, less reliable, or even completely dead. In cold weather, the battery's ability to hold a charge decreases. The chemical reactions inside the battery slow down, making it harder for the battery to deliver power when you need it most, like starting the engine on a chilly morning. If your battery is already weak, winter can be the tipping point. On the flip side, extreme heat accelerates the chemical reactions inside the battery, causing it to overcharge. This can lead to faster wear on the battery and damage the internal components. Over time, it can shorten its lifespan by years. One way to protect your battery from these extremes is to use an insulation kit. These kits help maintain a more consistent temperature around your battery, shielding it from the worst effects of hot and cold weather. Many modern batteries come with built-in insulation, but if yours doesn't, adding an insulating cover is a simple fix. By taking care of your battery and insulating it against the elements, you'll give it a fighting chance to survive the worst of the weather and last much longer, saving you from inconvenient breakdowns and costly replacements. 9. Use a battery tender or trickle charger, especially useful for cars not driven often or during long storage. If you've got a car that doesn't get driven regularly, like a classic car or a weekend-only ride, you might be familiar with the frustration of a dead battery when you finally want to hit the road. The battery gradually loses charge over time when the car sits idle, which is why using a battery tender or trickle charger is a game changer. These devices work by delivering a small, steady charge to the battery, keeping it topped off without overcharging it. Unlike a regular charger that delivers high voltage in short bursts, a battery tender maintains the right voltage at a slow and consistent rate, which is perfect for long-term storage. This means your battery stays in optimal condition without the risk of it draining completely or becoming damaged. Not only does a battery tender keep the battery charged, but it also extends its lifespan by preventing the stress of full charge cycles. And in the case of extreme cold or hot weather, this small investment can prevent the battery from freezing or overheating. It's especially useful for cars that are left sitting for weeks or months at a time, say during winter or if you're away on vacation. Rather than dealing with a dead battery or the hassle of recharging from scratch, simply hook up a battery tender and you'll always be ready to roll when you are. A small investment in a battery tender now can save you from the headache of replacing a dead battery later. 10. Replace an old battery in time. Don't push a battery past its expected lifespan, usually 3 to 5 years, or you risk being stranded. Batteries aren't meant to last forever, and just like any other car component, they have an expiration date. Most car batteries typically last between 3 to 5 years, but the wear and tear from daily use, climate conditions, and driving habits can shorten that lifespan. As the battery ages, its ability to hold a charge weakens, leaving you vulnerable to sudden power loss. Waiting too long to replace your battery is a risky move. When a battery reaches the end of its life, it can die without warning, often leaving you stranded at the worst possible time. The signs are usually subtle at first. A slower engine crank, dim headlights, or electronic accessories that take a bit longer to power on. But these can be easily overlooked if you're not paying attention. The good news is, replacing an old battery is a fairly simple and affordable fix. Proactively swapping out a battery before it fails not only saves you the inconvenience of being stuck somewhere, but also ensures your car starts reliably every time you turn the key. Remember, it's better to replace your battery a little earlier than to push it too far past its prime. If your battery is within that 3 to 5 year window, it might be time to start thinking about an upgrade to avoid the hassle of a surprise breakdown. Simple yet effective ways to make your car battery last longer and keep you on the road without surprises. Remember, taking care of your battery today can save you a lot of trouble tomorrow. If you found these tips helpful, hit that like button and subscribe for more car care hacks. Got any battery-saving tips of your own? Drop them in the comments below. We'd love to hear from you. Thanks for watching and keep your ride running smooth.